Hello, everybody, and welcome to our 10th anniversary review spectacular of the Legends of Metru Nui, 2004 Bionicle movie.
The only decent Bionicle movie ever released.
Now, Ben,
That's
not
I get
true.
so much hate for that.
That's not true. The Legend Reborn is a masterpiece.
The Legend Reborn sucks, dude. Oh my god, I can't wait for that
Yeah, the
anniversary. I'm
masterpiece of
just
how
gonna
generic it is.
Yeah, I'm looking forward
tap
to
on it so
2019.
badly.
Yeah, 2019, we're all still
With
around
all
making
those,
videos on the
All
internet.
those stock audios in them.
I can't believe it's been 10 years since 2004.
Yeah, I know, right?
Very
Yeah.
good, Kahi. That's
I mean, I
normally
know
what
it's
people
simple
mean
math,
by 10th anniversary.
I know, I'm saying I can't believe it. I'm not saying it's not true. I didn't say, no, it hasn't been 10 years since 2004. I'm just saying it feels so recent. 2004 was...
No,
Yeah,
there's
not
no
long
way. It can't be possible. 10 years ago was not
I don't want it.
2004.
I don't want it.
Grah.
No.
Okay, but
I can't believe I'm older than 10 years old now.
I
It's
can't believe
Yeah,
we're all
nor can I.
slowly dying every year. That
Yeah.
passes by.
okay. Enough morbid talk.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Wow.
Okay, let's get into things. First of all, as far as the crew is concerned, who will be reviewing this today, I am Messanek.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
Venom.
I'm Viper.
And without further ado, let's get this show on the road. So, Legends of Metru Nui. What a movie, am I right?
Do we even need a recap?
We do not need a recap. We're gonna
No,
talk
let's
about
not
it.
recap this.
Good.
It was very interesting. I saw it for the first time in a couple years, 2 nights ago,
Yeah.
and it was very odd viewing atmosphere.
Oh my
But-
god, we were cracking jokes the whole time.
It was
infuriating.
hilarious. I loved it.
We probably only heard like maybe 2 lines of dialogue. Because
I
we
had-
already knew
I had-
what was going on, so.
I had the closed captions on for YouTube, which is like it uses the Google Translate basically, to get the audio and create subtitles on the fly.
Well, we know
It
how
was-
well that works when someone
Oh,
uses
it was
subtitles on our
hilarious.
videos.
You heard it here, folks. Kahi illegally watches movies off of YouTube.
Well, is that really a surprise to anyone?
No,
Nah, not
in comparison to what
Hey,
he does.
no, don't
like,
put this on me. You watched on YouTube too.
LJ had a
No,
big.
I
LJ,
had the
how
No,
could
I'm
you?
talking to Ben. I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
You have to
Ven, how could you? What?
Well, it's
To
not
be-
exactly a
to be fair-
blockbuster, is it?
To be fair, it's not illegal if we watch it off YouTube. It's illegal for the guy to upload it to YouTube. But it sucks to be
Actually,
him
that's very much
because we
true.
watched it.
Quite.
Let's not
Yeah.
talk about equality.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I remember because it's no secret. I used to have a very controversial opinion like 3 years ago, to where I hated all 3 of the old Bionicle movies, and I liked The Legend Reborn.
Oh yeah, so like Ace Attorney that you hate, like you like Ace Attorney Investigations the best.
Yeah, and
Oh,
as the
wow.
years have gone on, that's kind of morphed into the traditional viewpoint every time I watch one of the movies again. So like I watched Mask of Light, I loved it, even if it was really corny at times. It was very nostalgic. I recently watched The Legend Reborn with Viper, and I kind of hated it. And-
So stupid.
And now I watch this movie, and it's a bit of a mixed bag, to put it mildly. So, what the heck?
Who set up a
Aliens!
That's my alarm, just in case I didn't wake
gosh
up.
dang timer?
It's a doomsday
My bad.
device.
So who wants to go first? Well, Legends of Metru Nui. Where do we even start?
Let's start with
The
Kahi,
beginning.
since he's the one that wanted to do this so freaking early in the day.
I have to. Okay, all right. I have stuff to do today, guys, but we were unfortunately on a deadline here, and we found out about it very late.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
it was like Friday-ish.
we were.
So-
Just get on with the review. Get
All
on.
right,
with
here's
it.
my review of it. Okay, it does not hold up as well as I thought it. Not as well as I thought it would, but like
That's
as a kid,
nostalgia.
I watched these movies when I was like a really young kid with like really naive view on movies. By that I mean not criticizing them in any way, shape, or form. So I
What,
just
you thought this was the best movie ever back when
I
you were a
just-
kid?
I didn't think it was the best movie ever, but I did enjoy it. I enjoyed Mask of Light the best when I was a kid, and then this was like my second. And no, Web of Shadows is my second, and then like
Check out.
yeah. So
Oh wow, that's horrible.
You're like,
Yeah,
all I
I
ever
was
see are people saying how Legends of Metru Nui is the best movie ever.
it's like I mean, okay, it's in the middle of a trilogy. It's kind of like Empire Strikes Back, which a lot of people claim is the best movie. I really don't actually think it's the best movie. I think like I don't know if I can say there's a best one here. The Legends of Metru Nui had a lot of confusing parts about it. The big thing
yeah.
that tripped me up as a kid and still tripped me up to this day is that when Taraga was first introduced, he goes and he freaking talks to Makuta.
It's because
Like-
he's narcissistic.
talking to
I
himself.
get it.
It's
No,
not that
I'm
hard to
not saying
figure
there's a
out.
reason. I mean, I'm not saying it's reasoning, but like it looked like I guess later on where he reveals like I am Taraga Doom. As a kid, I was like, but he was talking to himself. Why was he talking to himself? Like,
There is a reason for that.
He just or it's portrayed as it being separate characters.
It's
Sometimes
important
the only
to
person
Yeah,
you
I
can
know, I know
talk
what you
to
mean,
is
but at the
yourself.
same time, it's like it's not that, you know.
It's not it's not like breaking.
Yeah.
It's not like a huge plot hole. It was just a little weird when it first came up, and I wouldn't be lying if I said it wasn't.
Oh yeah,
interesting.
I kind of agree.
The other thing is that a lot of because they're covering a whole year, the whole first part of the year is just like cut out of the movie. Like the two parts intersect. The discs, the great discs, all come into to make the Mask of Time at the end, and that was a big part of the movie. But the actual disc in Finding Warbuska was not in the movie. And what you get,
More
Hold
boozka,
Mabuzka.
more
The
boozka.
Mabuzak.
Yeah. Did
Hey,
you just
can
say
I
more
get some more
booska?
boozka?
excuse me for mispronouncing that one
Hello,
character in
where-
2004 that never got brought up again.
Welcome to
I don't even know
Russian
how
Legion
you
of
could get that
Warbuska.
wrong. It's like, yeah, this is
I-
Big
entire.
great
Here's what I remember.
vacation
There's like a
homes.
more
Like
and
you
then a
said.
Z and a B and an H somewhere. And they're in
Well,
some order.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyhow,
Yeah, you got more Buska from Warbuzak.
Boozka.
that is perfectly fine, Kai. It's okay. You just kind of made up
No,
for it
it's
because
not.
you made up for it because you said H. So that
it's because
Yeah.
it's not the first letter in the thing. If it was like Holly, I would say H. But, you know.
Yeah, actually.
If
Okay,
it-
no, we're not starting this debate again.
okay, yeah, continue on.
What happened is that they do this montage of like we're gonna go like Lee-Con is like you have to find the great discs. And Vakama's like, all right, to Lee-Con, I will find them. And then there's like a 3-minute montage of them finding the great disc, and they're like, all right, we got the discs, and that's it. And until then, also apparently while finding these discs, they did not try out finding their mask powers. They
Oh
did that
yeah, I
whole
know,
montage.
right? That is kind of
Right.
weird.
Yeah, and like afterwards, then they're like, "Oh, guys, we have mask powers. You should probably try to figure out what they are." Oh, I get it for the movie. For the movie, they had to do it because the audience would not know what their mask powers were, and they had to skip over. So it was like, I get why they did it. It's still a little weird that it's in this order where we go through this huge adventure, and then we figure out what our powers are afterwards.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
odd.
But and the last thing is that there's so much emphasis given to the Mask of Time. The Mask of Time is only there so that Lee-Con gets killed. It doesn't do anything in that movie, if you really think about it. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty
He makes the
useless.
Mask of Time, and Makuta goes and like Vakama uses the Mask of Time, but it doesn't
It
do
doesn't,
anything.
he
for him.
doesn't even use it effectively either.
Yeah, he just slows Makuta, killing him down. That's all he does.
Yeah, just a shot of
He's
Maku
like,
going.
well, if I'm gonna die,
I'm
I'm
so
gonna go
Or
see
he
it
didn't
in
take
slow motion.
advantage of the slowdown to like
I'm gonna
move
get
out of the
Gavin
way or
free
anything.
to
He just
film
stands there.
as it's coming to me and just okay. So the Mask of Time is basically completely useless to the overall plot. If the Mask of Time was gone, nothing would have changed about this. Lee-Con also like apparently he dies because his shield is taken away from him. Makuta
You need
grabs
to,
his
you need to
shield.
get a screen cap of that.
I do. It's so good. Makuta grabs the shield and like takes the shield away, and he doesn't even touch Lee-Con. Takes the shield away, and Vakama's like, no, and then the mask goes off and it flies off. Makuta's sent backwards, and then Lee-Con's just on the floor.
Tell me. I have a great
Yeah.
explanation for that.
Oh,
Okay.
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 When he was lying on the ground, did you ever see his left hand?
No.
I don't recall.
I didn't see any. I didn't see
Yeah.
anything.
You know why?
You
It's
got
because it
ripped
got
off.
torn off. Like the Fire Lord in Ordeal of Fire from Hero Factory. So he was bleeding out because
Why
of his
would he
ripped
let
off left
go?
hand.
Out of
In
his
fact,
hand?
we even see this certifiably for sure in Gold Good Guy.
Wow.
Yes.
But
Gold, good guy.
now that you mention it, I mean, well, okay, if someone cut off your hand right now, though, you wouldn't bleed out to death automatically, right? Even
Yeah,
if
that
you're
was
old.
really quick.
Maybe
It
He's
the
was
an
like- it was
old
pretty
man,
quick.
gosh dang.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
he
an
was
old
already
man.
dying. He's not an old
has
man.
high
He
blood
just
pressure.
became an old man.
He was just. I also like how he shielded his identity from him too. Like he had the helmet and stuff.
There was
And
no reason for that. He was just trolling.
there was no reason for that. He was like, you need to discover yourself before. I'm like, how does you telling him who you are not help him discover himself? Because they're like, who's this old dude telling us what to do? And he's like, no, I'm Taraga Leacon. They'd be like, oh, sure, no, we're on board with this. Whatever you want us to do, we'll do it. But instead, they were just like, oh, stupid old man. How can you do this? To be fair, though, a bunch of people did not know that Toa became Taraga at that point.
You
So
know,
that was probably
You
a
are
big
right.
reveal
Oh,
back then.
yeah.
even though one could assume.
Me.
I guess one could assume, but honestly, if you think back in like 2003, the Taraga were just always there. You just didn't know where they came from.
Well,
You
yeah,
just
Yeah,
assumed they were all
2004
Taraga.
was supposed to be the year that kind of explained how Toa became Turaga.
Oh well, to be fair, there is like Toa Vakama and Noka, like they're all Toa now.
that's
and
what I
they
meant.
become
You could
Turaga.
assume.
So I guess that's not really a big reveal after all. It's like eventually you know what they're gonna become. So never mind. I had a justification for that, and now it's out the window. There's
Well,
one last thing. There's one last thing. Oh, it's the eyes shutting.
Oh yes.
So this should have been kind of obvious, but there is a scene where Makuta is like, yes, now Mana Nui shall be thrown into a deep sleep, and it pans upwards, and you see like this, like the sun's going out, like an eclipse happening. Except it's like they're two suns, and they're closing like eyelids, and nobody got that. I did not notice that until I watched it.
Yeah, like
Because
a
you
while
were a
back.
dumb kid.
Well, did you guess it then, LJ?
Yeah.
I didn't
In
think
fact,
so.
I knew everything that was going to happen in the Bionicle story from that point on. From those two suns closing.
Yeah, a while back I was able to catch an impromptu debate between Kahi and LJ on recording that I'll probably upload one day, and it was whether there was adequate foreshadowing for the Montanui robot revelation in Bionicle, and one of the
Which-
points of contention was the two suns.
The two suns,
But
and-
actually seeing it, it was pretty interesting.
which I mean, the two sons. I will admit, seeing the movie has better thing. I don't know why the spirit stars still come up because it's supposed to be like Mononui's thoughts, but he's asleep, so
His
I don't know.
dreams, Kai.
I guess, yeah, he could still dream.
I guess so. That whole thing never really made sense. The spirit
Do
stars.
you not dream when you're asleep?
I dream. I don't
Everybody
like have.
dreams, You forget it though.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if Montanui dreams if he's asleep though.
Why not? Robots can dream.
Yeah. All the
that
characters
was
in
also-
Bionicle can dream.
that was
Maybe
also a big
Konoha was
deal
so dangerous.
in that movie. Was that Makuta's like Montanui is falling into sleep and the universe goes dark, and you're like, but we didn't. What? What? Where's Montanui? We didn't even see him in this entire movie at all. How is he falling into sleep? They never gave like the whole backstory or like gave some hints towards Montanui fall. It just he just says that and it's coming out of nowhere. Like Montanui is falling asleep, but you don't know who Montanui is. You know what he's doing. You know what Makuta has done to make him go to sleep. You don't even really know why Makuta is such a bad guy to begin with, or what his plan was for all the Matoran, putting him into pods. Never
No,
quite know that.
that is indeed the truth.
What was Makuta's plan actually? Putting him into
Oh.
pods.
Oh yeah, Makuta's plan, like, this is pretty much the earliest point of story we ever got throughout the three movies. So at this point, Makuta hadn't even gone all, Metru Nui is a giant robot. I want to take over the giant robot and rule over the Matoran. No, it was more along the lines of, Metru Nui is very important. I will take over Metru Nui.
Wait, he
That
didn't
was
know
it.
Mata Nui's a great robot?
At this point, I don't think so,
Then
no.
how did he make the virus? That seems to be a
Wait.
specialized virus.
Wait,
Wait.
let's see, oh, well, I guess you're right. What the fudge? When did he think that...
Like, I was
My
like
chronology
when he
is all out
betrayed
of whack.
Mizrax?
Yeah.
When he
I
betrayed
feel
Mizrax,
like he
then
must
was
have
like, oh.
known. I feel
Yeah,
like he
no,
must have
I guess
known
at this
because,
point,
or not
this is
that-
like right as he was... Then why the heck did he need the Mask of Time? Oh, wait, no, wait. Yeah, why did he need the Mask of Time?
I don't know. Why did he need the Mask of Time? Was it so
oh yeah,
he
they
could
never
go and become a
explain why he
mask
needs the
maker?
Mask of Time.
Is that it?
I know why he needed the Mask of Time, like, if this was a thing where he did not know, because he was just gonna speed up time and bust the Matoran out of little pill things and say, "So I am your ruler," because he's just gonna speed it up along so that way they didn't remember anything and it was real quick and easy and whatnot. But if he was gonna take over the universe, what does it matter?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he knew by this point that Mata Nui is a giant robot.
Oh yeah, you're right.
If he didn't know, he at least knew that,
Well, he
doing
had a
something
very
with Metru-
convenient
doing
virus.
something within Metru Nui.
He's like, I'm
was
just gonna
really
make this
effective.
giant robot takeover virus just in case. Who knows? Might come across a giant robot in my future. He had to know.
Well, I'm saying like maybe he didn't know, but he knew how to kind of get to Mata Nui and whatever sort of thing that he was, giant robot or just great spirit in the sky or whatever, by doing something in Metru Nui, because that was commonly known as like what the brain.
That was the brain. Huh.
Everybody knew that Metru Nui was important. Makuta was the Makuta of Metru Nui. Must have learned pretty much everything about it in his time being in that position.
I could have sworn though that when Pterodax took over the Brotherhood from Miserix, it was because he had given him his plan. Like he showed them what his plan was going to be like, and they're like, okay, we're on board with this, and that's why they turned. I could have sworn that's what happened. I don't have that like memory, but
He like shows him his plan. That's a terrible plan, so he pretends to kill him.
I just
Don't
there's
need to listen to your advice anymore.
I don't know what Makuta's plan was in this movie as a whole.
They really
Yeah.
didn't.
Really. Okay. Well, in other words, animation good for 2004. Any CG film from the early 2000s just doesn't hold up if it's not made by Pixar. Just doesn't hold up. This includes
Kahi,
direct to DVD.
this or Food Fight?
It's better. It's better than Food Fight, definitely.
Definitely, dude.
Answer.
But it's still like, the animation is still very early 2000-ish, and you can clearly see it.
I don't know. I feel like early 2000 animation is generally better than this. Looking
Really?
back at this, I was
Okay, well,
actually pretty
Direct to
surprised.
DVD. Direct to DVD. I'm not talking about like Shrek. I guess DreamWorks also counts with the Pixar thing. But Pixar had some really good stuff. They had like huge budgets. Direct to DVD 3D stuff in early 2000s. I think this is pretty good.
Yeah, this
Give
movie's
us that-
animation was the least of my complaint.
Remember that
Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron and what's it? That Jimmy Neutron movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was so terrible.
What, the
And that was a direct
movie?
Yeah, the animation in that.
Really?
Have you gone back and seen it?
I haven't seen it ever.
The first one.
I've seen it, don't remember it.
There's only one Jimmy Neutron movie.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I thought there was one where he like crosses over with the fairy.
That's not a movie.
It was a 3-part TV special.
Oh, that's a fucking movie.
If you mashed it together,
Okay, all right, fine. I concede.
You know nothing of what you're talking about. I
Fun
think
fact,
you're done.
the crossover was the only Jimmy Neutron related thing I ever saw.
Okay,
Wow.
well, I mean, basically, all the direct-to-DVD stuff in early 2000s was pretty bad, but it holds up pretty well. No, sorry, it doesn't hold up pretty well, but it comparatively, it compares pretty well. That's what I meant to say. My bad.
Wow. Minor praise, I guess.
I mean, they did what they could do with the tech back then.
Yeah.
Now I can go on animation stuff and just animate, whatever, in freaking Minimator, and it's done. It will, so it's
Yeah,
If only that could be said for the project you've been working on.
Aw,
Ouch!
shots fired.
Oh, man.
Okay, well. Yes. That's Legends of Metru Nui. What else do you have to say?
Dialogue wasn't as bad as I remember it being, actually. Dialogue was actually better than I remember it being. Because I was expecting it to be horribly cheesy.
They were
and just
actually
terrible.
The movie was very serious. I noticed that they had like comedy
It was serious.
throughout. It had a tone
Right.
that didn't break from that.
Oh yeah,
It
it had
was
a
a
very
draw- it was-
consistent tone.
It's
It was
Just
a
wait till we get to
dramatic
Web of
kids.
Shadows.
Oh no.
It's
Oh,
definitely
boy.
better than I can't just change.
That is Web of Shadows!
I know. That's what she
Yeah,
said. It's better.
That's what I said.
It's better than that.
I cannot wait for Web of Shadows. I'm really
Web of Shadows.
that used to be my favorite movie before TLR. I'm very
I can't, dude. It's been 10 years.
How could that one have been your favorite? Web of Shadows. Okay, we'll get to that, but
next year.
We'll get to that bridge
movie
when we cross it.
After Mr. Kahi over here decided to have a political speech about it.
okay.
Vote for me.
So,
Yeah.
Metru Nui.
Mhm.
Ben, LJ, Messa, Viper. What are your thoughts?
Who wants to go next?
So interesting, Dark Hunters, huh?
They start.
Oh, the Dark Hunters are a lot
Uh,
dumber than I remember
They were
them being.
they were
Yeah.
complete
I'm
garbage.
not talking about just Kreka.
Yeah,
Poor Nadiki.
not poor Nitty.
Hey, brother, brother.
My content.
Oh yeah, I haven't even gotten down how highly,
LJ.
like how nasally his voice is. It's like it's like LJ 2.0.
No! How dare you, Cracker!
Like, oh my god, Niki's voice is so horrible.
Parody-wise, I think Venom and I could make a dynamite Krekandiki.
Probably, yeah.
Ollie.
That's gonna be an on-air episode.
Dang it.
You see which way they went?
Which day did they go? to?
No, brother, I'm Cracker. Go that way.
Kreka.
Alright, well,
Okay, I'm making.
It's like Niki's part of a cult. Brother Kreka. Brother Recon.
Cracker, I need a tissue.
Wow.
Brothers and sisters. Hail Niki. Anyway.
Yeah.
He
enough
sounds
making
like one
fun
of the
the Dark-
squids off SpongeBob.
Lol. Enough making fun of the Dark Hunters. Who wants to go next as far as movie opinions?
Movie with
I could go again.
No. All we have to do is just take your recording and put it on replay if we wanted to do that.
I expected the movie to be better than it was. It didn't really hold up.
Oh, I'll
last
go
episode,
next.
like, as well as everything
Anyways,
else.
my thoughts on. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Viper.
The whole, there were some parts of it where the characters weren't exactly thinking properly, and you'd be like, "Hey, wouldn't you just fly? Why? What are you doing?"
Yeah, like the Dark Hunters have power. Like the
Dark
Hunters.
Oh yeah.
There is.
You see them fly early into the movie, and then later on, at a moment where you think they would use their flying powers to like get out of the way of a falling obstacle, no, they just take it head on.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Nidiki. You're really stupid.
That was so
Don't
stupid.
look at me.
The pillar in Pometru. No! No!
Yeah.
Yeah, the shadow one must be face palming so badly right now.
It was also like the other characters had flying powers. Vakama has a jetpack, right? That's his dual function for his
Yeah.
Yeah, he never uses that as a jetpack. Nidiki has flight, doesn't really use it all too much. Not Nidiki. Matau has flight,
Yeah.
doesn't use it all too much either. We had a lot of discussion about how they actually freaking got, like, the whole thing of Mata Nui, how it's built, too.
Yeah,
Because that,
Yeah.
at the end, that really made no sense.
it was a bit interesting. That's my biggest flaw with this movie. There's just so many questionable things.
Yeah. Like, also the dreams that he had as well. They don't make sense.
Yeah, the visions, that was kind of out of nowhere. But, alright, I can
Yeah.
deal with that. But, like, where they even were at the final battle. And then, like, they go straight to this tunnel that's, like, straight out. And it's out on Mata Nui. So, which is supposed to be above them. That's
Oh yeah, that was stupid.
They went through
That's
his ear.
the episode.
Am I right? His ear.
Through his ear.
And what was up with that sea of protodermis?
I know they have Tola of water, a torrent of water, but
Yeah,
they
it's
don't
not
have water.
actually. But the thing is, protodermis isn't actually dangerous. It's like water, liquid. It's different in the beginning of the film because it's actually
Right.
solid.
Right. And
They were just cutting through it.
there was also
I've
a thing I
never
mentioned.
seen water that stands up straight on its own and looks like gelatin.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's what we also talked about too. It's weird that protodermis exists in like two states. Like it's like water.
We are
and it can be
not
frozen.
doing this here.
It's
Another
a solid
time,
state is
dang it.
frozen, but then the other solid state is it as a metal. So protodermis is like solid, and then it becomes liquid, and then it can also become solid but as ice, which floats on top of water. But still, protodermis sinks in water. That's why the Toa would sink.
care.
Yeah, it's
Another
pretty weird.
questionable thing: if there's like seas of protodermis, why do they have mines? Unless it's a different like fresh.
I don't know. Why don't
Unless
we
it's
just
like
take
the whole
sea?
freshwater thing.
Right, and then how come Makuta had like
That's so
waterbending powers
racist.
when he's
Okay.
just
Let's get back to basics, children. Stop talking
Don't
about
call me
your
a
metal.
child.
Well,
discussing,
I mean,
we're discussing physics
technically
in
speaking.
Bionicle. So come on,
Yeah,
that's not a child.
fair
You
point.
are.
What we got?
You will face your doom, Meso.
Aw.
That's a shame. We're moving on.
Okay,
So, who's next?
Okay, yeah, I guess you were done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Vin, how about you go next?
Okay, this movie. When I was a kid, I regarded this movie as the best of the Bionicle movies, all the original trilogy, and Legend Reborn kind of sucked. So this was the best Bionicle movie released back then, and I still kind of have to. Yeah, I still hold that in that regard, because yes, there are many weird things about this movie, and we clowned on them every moment that they appear.
That's the word.
Mask of Light is
They were-
not innocent.
No, we
Mask
had
of
a
Light.
hard time in its review.
Yeah, Mask of Light, I feel like that was a lot worse. That was like what this movie did, except much, much worse.
Yeah,
But,
nobody gets through the captain of the guard.
and then,
Wishes it.
oh my
Unless he
god.
wishes it.
Sorry.
But, anyway, and then Mask of Shadows, we'll get to that.
Master
But-
status.
This was definitely my favorite, and it still is my favorite. Because one thing that I do have to say is praiseworthy about this movie is that you actually get to know the Toa, unlike in Mask of Light. Mask of Light, they appear for like maybe 10 seconds, and it's like, oh, now back to Takua
Yeah, well, to be
Yeah.
and
fair, Mask of Light
Surfer
was not,
Dude Jowler.
Mask of Light was not the Toa's story, I guess, to be fair.
And even
But
Takura
even
and
then,
Jala.
they just kind of
slightly
shoehorn them in there.
That is true.
Yeah.
In this movie, it's like, it's all about the Toa, and it is all about the Toa. You get to know all the Toa.
Yeah, the 2004 Matoran don't even appear. So.
Yeah.
Ouch.
But you know who does appear? Kongu, man.
Without a mirror. Yeah.
And that's one thing I appreciated. However, one thing that I just thought about while saying that was that, these Toa, they're not very good Toa in this movie. Like, they kind of suck.
Yes, they do.
Actually. They don't use their
Yeah.
elemental powers. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, that's something
There-
that's something I
Wait.
noticed.
I have an answer.
Okay.
There is an in-story explanation for that.
Okay.
If any of you had read the books,
No, never mind. No.
Let
No,
me guess.
no,
the Torots
no,
have their
you
powers
It has
too.
to make
You
sense
want
in the
an
movie.
It's because they used up all their elemental powers fighting the Morbuzak.
Well,
No, you don't even need to read
You
the
wouldn't
book.
know that
Just
though
the
because
Yeah,
they
you
never
wouldn't know that if you
explained
watch
that
the
in the
movie.
movie.
Comics, Kahi.
Comics.
I'm
But
saying-
they never
I'm
explained
saying-
that in the movie.
Yeah, it's the movie. When you
Yeah,
watch
we're
the
talking
movie,
about
you
the
don't know
movie.
that.
If they had explained that, all our elemental powers have been drained over our journeys, okay, that's at least something. But they didn't do crap.
We're not doing a review 2004. We're doing a review of
Yes,
this movie.
I know, but you
Movie.
want an explanation. I'm giving
Yeah.
you an explanation.
Okay,
I'm not
fine.
saying that it's
I want an
a good.
explanation.
I'm the one that
Or-
asked for an explanation. You're just being a jerk.
What did you just say to me? Huh? Were you gonna come up
We'll
with this
get to
explanation?
you later. This isn't the
Were
review and
No, you
roast of
weren't.
LJ. This is the review and roast of Legends of Metru Nui.
the former
Review and roast, that's
Every
perfect.
time an important anniversary film comes, we end up cooking the snot out of it.
It's because, alright,
That's disgusting.
disclaimer, okay? We all love the
This
Bionicle
flavor?
movies. They did a great stuff for us as kids. The reason we're riffing on it and we're being harder on it is because that's partly our own comedic routine. It gives us something to talk about.
Say that's
And
who we
two,
are.
it is kind of who we are. And but two, it also it makes sure that these flaws are brought into attention so that the future Bionicle either story or the future people who want to write fan fiction or what, they can be aware of this stuff. They can be aware of what worked and what didn't work. And it's laughing at something. Laughing with something is different than laughing at something, I guess. I guess we kind of are laughing at it, but they are.
Anyway,
We do like these movies.
Yeah, anyway.
So don't get that misconstrued later on that we hated all these.
okay, shut up.
This is
Oh my
a disclaimer.
I
We
appreciate the
have this.
disclaimer. But
Now anyway, holy. Let's see. Where was I getting at? Oh yeah, the Toa, they kind of suck. You do get to know them, but in that regard, you also get to know that they suck. You also get to know that they're kind of jerks.
They're
Except for
rookies.
Nokama. Nokama's like the sweetheart of this entire team. Everybody else is like just a jerk. And well, except for Nuju. Nuju doesn't really say anything.
I'm doing this for
Matao.
no Leakon.
Matao is
Nobody else.
just like an overly cocky jerk.
But
Wanua's
he's funny.
Wanua's not that much of a jerk, I guess. He like goes around pushing and shoving the other Toa at one point. I thought that was hilarious.
I thought that was pretty funny.
And then Onua. No.
Oniwa.
Anawa.
Oni,
He's a jerk.
it's Oniwa.
He's a jerk.
Anawa.
Nuju, I'm just gonna
Sit
say he's kind of a jerk. I don't know. I
down.
think they're all kind of jerks. When they all like shove their discs into Vakama, that they're kind of all jerks.
Yeah, they're like, hey, Wakama, hold this. It's just kind of
It's
like,
like, this is useless. Just
And then he
take this.
puts
We did
them
this for
in his
nothing.
hammer space back pocket for
Like
the later
I
on
didn't
movie.
appreciate the lack of respect that any of them had for Vakama. When they like first meet him, he's like, and he's all going whacked out over his visions. Like they don't show any worry except for
Yeah.
maybe Nokama.
He
Like,
suffers from
they're all
post-traumatic
just like,
stress.
oh, he's crazy. Great. This is that. This and that. Like he doesn't let them try to. What is it? They don't even let him explain what he was seeing or anything. If he had said something like, or that it might have been important to their journey, blah blah blah, or whatever. I don't know. They were just being mean.
Yeah.
But then again,
Yeah.
Vakama was a big pushover this whole movie too. I haven't said anything about him. Oh my goodness, Vakama. You and your gosh darn visions.
I know, right?
Like almost every 2 minutes he's having a vision. It's almost like the same thing over and over again too.
That one with Torn jump
Oh,
scare.
Leakon! Oh man. All
I
right,
see
back to
dead
the journey.
people.
Oh, another vision. Lecon! Oh! All right, back to the journey. Okay, that was pretty scary. I hope that doesn't happen again. Lecon!
Evil
Wow, that was
Matoran
insane. I
with
can't
red
believe that
eyes.
happened
Help
again.
me! Oh.
Yeah, look at that one evil Matoran.
Yeah, that Matoran scared me when I was a kid.
That jump scare.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Or the zombie Matoran.
06 foreshadowing, guys.
Aw.
Oh, ouch. There's always that one part too where Lecon, like one of the features of creating a Toa Stone is apparently you can leave voicemail in the Toa Stones. they go and they all put the Toa Stones inside the temple, and Lecon's head comes and he has a message for them. Like he recorded it into the stones.
He's like, hey, so, nice to see everybody. Yeah, you're gonna be the Toa now and do your stuff.
Wait,
yeah.
There's some
Is this
terrible
thing
stuff
on?
happening. Instead of dealing with it myself, I am now delegating it to you.
So,
as a manager.
Is this thing on?
gonna
Is this
hang
thing
up.
working? Oh, okay. All right, Toa. If you're even looking at this at all, hopefully you are. I really hope you are. Yeah, I got some stuff for you to do. If you could pick up some, what is it? I need some pancake batter.
Ice cream, some Toa discs, you know. some
Wow.
beer.
His shopping list.
Oh yeah, no, watch out for the dog hunters. I mean, Vakama knows this already, but watch out for the dog
Yeah, it's like,
hunters.
no,
You see
at
some-
the point you recorded this, you didn't know.
If you see some, if you see a spider and speaks with a stuffy nose, then run.
Well,
Also,
anyway, also,
team can become evil.
what was it? The Kikanalo tongue.
Oh God.
It looks like a hose pipe.
Okay, I don't think I need to say anything about it. I'm gonna bring that to attention. And then finally, Makuda's stupid. He's so stupid.
But why?
Join me.
I don't really remember why, but there was at some point when we were watching the movie that I just thought that Makuda was so dumb. And I'm pretty sure we kind of like covered some reasons why. Like, why the heck did he need the Mask of Time?
Yeah, he has 42 powers. How can he not sense Vakama?
Oh yeah, there we go. The 42 powers.
42 powers.
The
Which
42
include, like,
powers thing. The dude has
acid and
42
telekinesis.
different powers. And then Vakama goes running around all invisible, like, you'll never see me. And then Makuda's like, where'd you go? Where'd you go? I'm gonna find you. And he never freaking finds him until like maybe the last second, and then, oh god,
And
Makuda's so
he
dumb.
ends up getting squashed by a stone.
Makuda's dumb in all these movies. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Mask of
Watching
Light.
the
He's
first
like,
one.
oh, you're very deadly to me. You're the only Toa that could probably face me head on right now. Let's play some Coley. And in this movie, he's like playing peekaboo with Vakama, and it's so freaking dumb. I mean, gosh.
Yeah,
I know
like-
these are movies for kids, man.
I
but,
would have
yeah.
never realized that Makuta had some grand plan just by watching these movies.
Yeah, and of course, as a kid watching these movies, I enjoyed it. I didn't really like think too hard on. I enjoyed some of these little things, where I was kind of like on the edge of my seat. Okay, maybe not really, but for watching Vakama as he like tried to hide from Makuta and tried to like get the jump on him or whatever.
Right.
I thought that was cool-ish, but I don't know. Oh yeah, one final note I will make is, of course, the tone of this movie. I thought was very consistent and also very fitting, I feel, for telling a Bionicle story.
Yeah, this movie
Yes.
had the best tone out of all of
When
them.
I think of tone,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think of like Web of
Like
Shadows.
it was serious, but not like overly like Dark Knight serious that would bore you.
and
It was
wasn't-
serious to the point where it's like, okay, there's an actual story to tell, and this is how it went. No BS about it. But
And it
also
wasn't-
had lightheartedness within it too. Some good morality, except for the Toa, who are pretty much jerks. But in the end, you get some good feels, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
But
Yeah, Mask of Light was very corny, light-hearted.
Mask of Light was like
and
too-
then Web of Shadows was too dark, so they hit the
I don't
sweet
think
spot.
it was too dark. I felt that they wanted it to feel too dark, and that was
We'll
the
get to
problem.
that
But we'll
next
get to
year.
that next year.
Next year.
Next year, I can't
But yeah,
wait.
this movie.
I can.
One thing I did like, that was like the one thing I liked about it as a kid. The one thing that I could say was my deciding factor in calling this movie my favorite above the rest was the consistent tone, and the tone was like reasonably dark-ish. Because I like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff as a kid.
The whole like corruption thing to do with Doom, I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah, that. Oh my gosh, that looked weird. It's like how did
He's so creepy.
big ol' head behind that tiny mask?
Give me the mask of time, Vakama.
Oh man.
Like
He's
sneaks up
like-
behind him.
He literally absorbs two people into himself, and like
And a
takes
bird.
on different. That was
And a
And
bird.
the bird.
the bird.
Stupid bird.
The
You never see
bird.
Turaga Doom attach himself to that bird like how he does in the set.
It's Neva Hawk.
It's needless, fuck.
Wow. It's not needless. It has a reason.
Dude.
Of
he
course it's evil. It's
sucks.
got red eyes.
Of course. Okay. Well.
Oh,
LJ.
Baki suck.
Okay, yeah, the Vaki were garbage.
Yeah, the Vaki.
LJ, you go next. What did you think about this movie?
I remember the
Okay,
day I
LJ,
watched
take
this
your time.
movie.
Yeah, it was like 2 days ago.
Shut up! I remember the day I originally watched this movie.
Yeah, it was 2 days ago.
I am going to kick the snot out of you.
It's
Back
March-
in 2004, I was on a long road trip. The movie was given to me. So I watched it on the road. Like how I built a lot of my Bionicle sets. I was so excited for this movie's release. Loved it so much. I watched the entire thing at least twice that day. So I have fond memories of this film.
Should I get like the violin out or something? This sounds really
I know. It's like,
depressing.
remember how you told me to shut up? Come
In
on.
the arms of the angel.
Oh,
Now-
I'm playing the world's smallest violin.
Before I kill Viper and Kahi. Then 2 days ago, we watched the film. And I feel bad. Because, boy, it wasn't as great as I remembered it to be. See, my favorite movies ranked somewhat like this. This movie, Mask of Light, TLR, Web of Shadows. Now, obviously, this list has been thrown into a state of disarray. Nobody's really sure what my ranking is really is anymore. Neither am I. Because we learned last year that Mask of Light was interesting
Mhm.
and cheesy.
It sucked.
And now we learned this year that this film was... I don't know what happened.
What word can you even use to describe this movie?
It was just a lot more impersonal, I guess. Because
Silly.
shut up. No, for some reason, I just had a hard time getting into the characters again. It just seemed so brisk, so quick, so nonsensical. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Vakama was a pill. No comma was no comma. Winua was Winua.
Makama was a pill.
Anawa was Anawa. And Matau's always my favorite.
Ottawa
Matau
was
one of
Oniwa.
No, he's Onua.
I've
Because
never
you have the
heard both
O
of
in
you.
the beginning and then Nu in the middle.
But
And
it's
then-
like Matau made this movie for me, of course. Matau was hilarious. I wish he had spoken as a Turaga in the other movies. And then Nuju was there. And then everything else that happened, Kongu. Yeah,
Aw.
right. But overall, I still enjoyed the movie. I did enjoy the movie. It was still entertaining, but it wasn't entertaining like I remember it. I couldn't just suspend my disbelief and just enjoy the film like I could. Maybe that's because I've seen it so many times. Maybe that's because we've all grown up a ton. I don't know why. There are just so many things I was going, I just, but
That's not
remember,
canon.
no, or maybe it was
Yeah, I
'cause
feel the same.
maybe it was because Viper and Kahi wouldn't shut up through the entire movie 2 days ago.
Hey, it wasn't just me and Kahi.
Anyway,
You were making jokes too. You want
Right.
to see the movie by yourself.
That was a very weird viewing, but anyway.
It was very weird.
but there were just a lot of questions that were left unanswered, and I know the answers to all these questions, of course. That's not what bugs me. But from an objective standpoint, the movie just does not hold up as well as it used to. Even the animation. I have never noticed clipping in these movies before. But after watching like a CinemaSins parody video of Mask of Light, I started noticing clipping in this film. No, the back of Okama's head clipped through her torso.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What the heck? I never noticed that before.
Yeah.
But like I said, I still enjoyed it. I have to wait to watch the other two films to figure out whether I still enjoy it the most. Because Web of Shadows is still in Dark for me. It's too
What a
scary.
wimp.
Wow.
It's too much.
You lived a sheltered childhood. Let me tell you what. Did you ever see Chucky as a kid? That was freaking dark. Web of Shadows? It's okay.
First of all,
The
Kahi.
shadows is nothing.
Kahi, I think you were the sheltered one because now in your teenage adult life, I don't know which one, you're now rebounding and going to party after party, which is why we're up so stinking early. But I digress.
I had, the way others say, like, I go from frat party to frat party, I had a birthday party for a friend of mine at my house yesterday, which is why I couldn't record.
Yes,
So-
okay.
Who the heck has a birthday party for their friend at their own house? Like, what the? That
Because
is
we
so
couldn't have it at
bootleg.
her house.
Hey, dude, what's the venue for your party? Oh, it's gonna be at this guy's house.
It was a surprise party, basically. That's why we
I'm
couldn't have it at
stupid.
their
No,
house.
you're stupid, dude.
This,
Yeah, I
dude,
agree.
Nah, I'm
So-
just kidding. You're
No.
not stupid.
don't berate me for having a social life. They're like LJ.
Overall, I still really enjoyed this movie. Despite all the things that we have said, I still like the movie. It's still entertaining. Matao is funny as beans. Vakama is...
Was he really?
Vakama's
Beans are
Vakama.
funny. Oh, they're not funny. Oh, I get it.
Okay, I get it now. Yeah.
So I still like the movie. It's just there are a lot of things that irk me nowadays, and I'm not really sure why.
It's just life, I guess.
It makes me sad because this was my favorite movie, and now I don't know where I am in life anymore.
Trials
Aw.
and tribulations.
Wow.
also,
You tried
fun
really
fact.
hard to make that
Fun
dramatic.
fact.
Like Web of
Fun
Shadows.
facts with LJ. They're the facts that are fun, and they're with LJ. So the working title for the the working title for this movie was Bionicle, the Mask Maker.
Was it really?
We've come full circle.
Yeah, it's complete.
Oh.
10 years later.
Mask Macker.
I like how the 2004 story had like the version of 2015 with Vakama, who's Master of Love, and then what's his name? Tahuti? Was it?
What are you talking about?
Remember, like, all right. So Vakama made the masks, and everybody loved his masks. And then there was his friend,
Oh,
who's the thorn?
Nuri.
Nuri, right? Who also made masks, but his mask wasn't as good, and he was really jealous of Vakama.
Yeah,
Same-
you're trying
the
here,
same thing
so
with Mask Maker.
that's nice.
History repeats itself. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing new under the sun.
And
That's a
so
Bible
Nuri
quote. Happy
created the
Sunday,
mask
everybody.
of ultimate
Should
power.
be at church. I mean,
Okay. Well, can I give my brief thoughts?
go for it.
No, we're done here. Thank you all very much. Go ahead.
Here's my brief thoughts. Wasn't a fan. I liked Mask of Light more, despite its corniness. However,
So dumb.
because Mask of Light had that kind of nostalgic feel, maybe I just like the original Mana Nui thing more than I do Metru Nui. I don't know. That may have played a role, but still enjoyed this movie. It definitely had the best tone. So for that, I applaud them because that's kind of hard to get right in Bionicle movies. They were all over the place. CGI was plot was one of my biggest gripes is how the Vaki were underutilized. Personally, they barely ever appeared. They didn't even look like Vaki, and they barely appeared when they did. So that was a bit odd. I don't know. It was okay. On the Meso scale, I give it a 6.3 out of 10. Mask of Light was better.
Is this an IGN score?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Should
come
we have
on.
our own ratings?
Those
Should
are-
we do that?
Amazing.
We all
1 out of
know what
2.
IGN would rate it. 9.
9.3.
They would make it 7. 7. They would just even 7.
We, like,
7.5.
could see
That's
more.
what
7
is
out of
your
10.
okay? Just for we can have a comparison. What's your 10 and what's your 1? Like what movies at your 10? What movies at your 1?
No, well,
So we got it.
none of them are at my 10, and none of them are
No,
at my
no,
1.
I mean like any movie.
I don't.
like, what is
I don't
your-
watch many movies.
Winter
I know, but
Soldier
like
at
what you
1.
have.
Yeah, okay. I'll say Winter Soldier at 10,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
what movie is really bad?
Care Bears at 1.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I've never seen that.
Room.
I've never seen that, but I'll go with that.
Okay.
No, yeah,
alright.
The Room. Okay, yeah, The Room's one.
I was gonna say The Room. Okay, I was gonna say that would be my number 1. Would be The Room. So, for the Room being number 1 and 10 being like what's my favorite movie? 10 being
Inception.
Inception. All right.
But
I mean
Inception sucked.
with that range, I'd have to say that this falls at a 4.
No. Listen,
What's
I
that
might not
range?
understand where my place in life is right now and exactly how much I like this movie, but I can tell you darn well right now it isn't that many points ahead of The Room.
I mean, what would be my 5? My 5 would probably be like an okay average movie. Like what's just an average movie?
I would
The
give this movie a
Room.
5.
The
Like a
tone was solid. The
Transformers.
dialogue was witty
Transformers
and
would be
humorous.
my mid.
The characters were relatable and enjoyable. What the heck, Kahi?
Relatable.
No,
Relatable.
relatable.
Hey,
You just said you
hey,
didn't
I don't
relate
think
to the
you,
characters.
you know what it's like to run.
Well, I guess that is kind of true because like half the toe are jerks and we
Right.
are all kind of jerks. So
I guess
I
so.
was talking about how Mattel slammed into solid objects, but fine, whatever.
The Room, Transformers, and Inception. I would say this falls in between The Room and Transformers.
I would say this falls in between Transformers and Inception.
yay, differentiating opinions. All right, cool. Let's
Okay.
move on.
What about you guys? What would you say you rate it
Ugh,
as?
I already said I would just give it a 5, maybe a 5.5 to be a little bit more generous.
Yeah, 5 out of 6.
I'll give it 4.5.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but
On a relative
not
scale,
good either.
The Room to Inception.
Give it a rating.
What is it?
I don't want to do it.
What is it?
I don't want to.
Do it.
Do it.
He says 2.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. Join me.
Peer pressure. Do it.
You know, just for you saying that, forget it.
Aw.
Oh, Jay, come on.
Come on.
Come
Keep-
on.
Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. This has
Come
been
on.
TTV's coverage of
You can't do that.
Ooh.
Don't be the LJ.
All right, cool. We can
And I
leave,
agree.
and then I can
Don't
go back to
you are
sleep.
the LJ.
Don't be that.
What the heck is that supposed to mean?
Don't be that guy. Out there.
Don't be the LJ
Yeah, that
in
guy.
our group.
No, but really, are we done here? I need to go get
Don't-
breakfast.
Don't be that chef guy in Ace Attorney 2 out of the Ace Attorney cast. Come on, say it.
Say
Hi.
my name.
Don't be
Yeah.
that guy with the cell
Don't be the
phone on
Walter
his shoulder
Jr.
in
of
your
our Breaking Bad
vestiges.
cast. Come on, say it.
Give your rating.
10.
10.
10. Perfect 10.
I really hope I don't fall, because if I do fall, then I might get paralyzed.
No, you know
Oh,
what?
come on.
I'm going on record. Legends of Metru Nui is an 11 because it goes one step beyond Mask of Light.
The Mask of Light is your 10 out of all the movies you've seen.
I never said that it went one step beyond Mask of Light's rating. I said it went one step beyond Mask of Light.
Okay.
So
Fair.
comment below about
This is what
sense
you
to you.
get for
Fair.
peer pressuring me.
Comment if that logic makes sense.
If it does, we're banning you from the channel because you obviously are not human. You don't belong on the list of intelligent people.
Get banned.
You're banding me?
Okay, let's end this.
Yeah, please.
Okay. I amend my score to a 6.4 because 2004.
Okay.
No.
All
You know what came
right.
out? The Incredibles and National Treasure came out in 2004.
Oh wow.
That's how freaking long ago that was.
Oh. Well, this-
They both had better animation.
yeah,
than this.
this movie was out of its time. Well, this has been our review of Bionicle Legends of Metru Nui. I'm not sure whether it was more critical or less than Mask of Light.
Well,
But
it's critical because, I mean, it worked for us back then. That's what we keep coming back to. Like, oh, it doesn't hold up to what I remember. Because when we saw it as kids, it was fantastic. And that's what counts, because it was made for us as kids.
yeah,
So,
quite.
you know.
So,
Sniff.
comment below with your thoughts on Legends of Metru Nui. And, well, we will see you all next time, next year, for the next exciting Bionicle movie review. Web of Shadows.
I kind of feel bad for, like, the people who only watch the movies. You know, like the Bionicle casuals, quote unquote. Who
Oh,
only
yeah.
had the movie. That was their only story.
I would be one of those casuals if I didn't read Island of Doom.
Did you just say Bionicle Casual? Misso, please end this before I hurt him.
Yeah, guys.
I said quote unquote.
I'm
there's no such
messing
thing
up.
as casual.
I'm LJ.
I'm the casual. Kahi.
I'm tired.
I'm Viper.
And goodbye. See you next year, everybody.
Casual this, you son of a Bakuda!